Good evening from Gillette Stadium, where the season is over, but now the waiting game begins to see if Bill Belichick will return for a 25th season in New England. Things went from bad to worse. The Patriots blown out for the second consecutive week, and these numbers are pretty outstanding. The Patriots have been outscored 72-3 across their last 3 games. For you, playing here for the Patriots and then coaching for the Patriots, all you've known is Bill Belichick. How do you plan on balancing carrying over kind of the Bill Belichick way that you're used to, but also implementing your own culture and way of doing things?
Yeah.
While he was the star on offense, another rookie happened to be the star on defense, and that is second-round pick Keion White. He was all over the field tonight, tallied 3 tackles, had a quarterback hit, and helped force a fumble all in the first half. This was an outcome I don't think many people saw coming, but the Patriots shocking everyone, pulling off the 29-25 upset over the Bills. And from the very start, this team looked incredibly different than the one we've seen in recent weeks. The key here, getting out to a fast start. The Patriots scored early and took a lead into halftime for just the second time this season. Van Pelt did not call the offensive plays with the Browns, but that is a role he will step into here. He said we can expect to see a similar offense to the one Kevin Stefanski ran in Cleveland, but a lot will depend on what this roster looks like after the NFL draft and free agency. Meanwhile, in Patriot land, it seems like we'll have to go another week wondering who will start Sunday when they take the field against the Chargers. This coming after Mac Jones was benched for the 4th time this season. He threw 2 picks in the loss to the Giants, with Bailey Zappi coming in for the second half, also throwing an interception. Bill O'Brien saying he thinks, just like last week, the team will go through practice before determining who QB1 will be. A short time ago, Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft stepping up to this podium behind me and announcing that the two have agreed to mutually part ways after 24 years, both of them putting on a very united front. It's an encouraging stat. The Patriots have won 14 straight games against this Jets team. However, when Bill Belichick and players were reminded of that today, they said that past games don't matter. No, instead, they are focused on turning things around after an 0-2 start.
We saw an overwhelming amount of support on social media for Jerod Mayo, I think, before the news was even announced that he would take over as head coach. Why do you think that was? Why were you guys so behind the idea of him taking over this franchise?
Wide receiver Tyquan Thornton was placed on injured reserve with a shoulder injury. That means he will miss the first 4 games of the season for the second straight year. The Patriots wide receiver room now down to 5 players. Many adjectives you could use to describe this one. I like your use of shellacking. I was going to say disastrous, and it was so disastrous that Bill Belichick after the game went as far to say that they need to start over. Bill Belichick put it best. It was just one of those games. By no means was it the prettiest win for the Patriots in these rainy conditions here at MetLife Stadium, but they did just enough to squeak out the victory over the Jets. One group to keep an eye on tonight is these Patriots wide receivers, because behind Juju Smith-Schuster, Devontae Parker, and Kendrick Bourne, it seems like that 4th spot is up for grabs. But one rookie has been standing out so far. He is the camp darling, Demario Douglas. Bill Belichick opening his season-ending press conference with a rare comment telling everyone he's under contract, which is something he has never publicly mentioned. But possibly the even bigger takeaway, Belichick seeming open to relinquishing his front office role to stay here in New England as head coach, saying he will do what is best for the team. Belichick and Robert Kraft are set to meet at some point in what could be a series of meetings, but Belichick did not share a timeline. We all saw what that Miami offense did on Sunday. Tua throwing for 466 yards. You got Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill to worry about.
Yeah.
How do you limit that explosiveness? I think that's the word that comes to mind when you look at them. Did you know Tua is 4-0 against you guys in his career?
Yes, because I think he beat me in every single one of them.
It's been a while since we've had a true snow game at Gillette Stadium, but boy did we today. Things have calmed down now. It's just cold and windy with some flurries. But during the game, a steady rate of snow was coming down. The field was covered. It made things very hard to see. During breaks, there were even crews out here with leaf blowers just so you could see the yard markers. Tough conditions for both teams to play in, and that was reflected in the football we saw. Good evening from Gillette Stadium, where the next chapter in this storied franchise is officially underway. Jerod Mayo introduced here today as the 15th head coach in Patriots history. Mayo and team owner Robert Kraft sat alongside each other up at the stage today. Kraft expressing confidence in Mayo's ability to lead and take over this franchise. Devin McCourty stepping into his reporter role. He asked Mayo if he's had a chance to really soak this in. Mayo said he hasn't, but he plans on turning up tonight. This, of course, wraps up a pretty crazy week in Patriots franchise history. 6 days ago, Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft announcing that they were mutually parting ways, and now today, Jerod Mayo officially taking the reins as head coach. Now all we have to do is wait and see where Belichick lands.